Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF. Players only love you when they're playing, and scammers only scam you when they're getting a paid sponsorship on TikTok. Peace! How are you guys doing today? Scammers only love you when you subscribe to them and buy the products that they are showing you and reviewing in an honest review on TikTok. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Yes, this is another Mikayla Nogueira video. 525,600 minutes until we wait for who to address this Lashgate. Boost! We are waiting and waiting and waiting for Mikayla to address Lashgate. Unfortunately, I think that Mikayla has taken the route of her mentor, Jaclyn Hill, and she has said, who? What? Me? I'm not going to address it. Except for that she has kind of addressed it because, like I said in my video yesterday, she came out and she posted these 4 TikToks yesterday, and she has posted 2 TikToks today. And in both of those videos, she kind of made some jokes about some things, okay? So she's very, very much aware of what is going on, and her way of dealing with this is to not address it, because what I said in my video yesterday is that I believe that, and I think a lot of people believe this as well, that if she addresses it, it's going to bring further attention to her, and then people are going to dissect whatever she says. The thing is, and I really truly believe this, and, you know, listen, Linda, this ain't my first time at the rodeo. I have been watching these people for a very long time, you know? And I think it's interesting when you watch over time the drama and the scandals that these people get themselves into in the beauty influencer space, and, you know, how they come out and how they address certain scandals or certain drama or things like that. No matter if you guys think it's just mascara or if you guys think it's the most serious thing in the entire world, right? Okay. How they address it over a period of time really speaks to their character and their integrity. And once you add a couple things together or several things together over the period of a year or 2 years or whatever, it really starts showing you who that person is as an influencer. And so, even though I think that she's kind of like riding high right now and her ego is boosted because she's getting so many comments from people that are like, unbothered queen, she doesn't care, and blah, 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 whatever, we also know this is about her 5th or 10th scandal that she has gotten into. Which it's interesting to me because she has come out and she has addressed other scandals that has happened, and she has acted very bothered by those scandals and people that have talked about it and those kinds of things. But she's not addressing this, and so many people are saying that they really, really believe it's because she has some contractual obligation with L'Oreal, and L'Oreal is saying that she can't talk about it and that this is all going on behind the scenes. And I'm just telling you, as somebody that has covered this and has done paid sponsorships and has signed contracts and all that kind of stuff, I'm just not buying it, okay? And I'm telling you, having experienced it and done the same things that she has done with paid sponsorships, I just don't believe that that exists, right? Do I think that there has been a conversation between L'Oreal and Mikayla? Yes, I do believe that there has been some kind of conversation that has gone on where they have suggested how she should handle this situation. I also believe that Mikayla has reached out to certain people. It seems to me maybe she's reached out to Jaclyn Hill, whoever she's talking to has suggested, just keep it going. Just keep it going. Don't address it because it's going to bring attention to you. And sooner or later, people are going to forget this. And then it will be the next thing, right? The problem with Mikayla, it appears, is that if she really were this unbothered queen, she wouldn't be making the jokes that she's making, okay? She wouldn't be coming out yesterday in her TikTok, first TikTok back when she's doing this Valentine's Day look, and saying, I think that we know why we're all here, with kind of like this smirk on her face, right? She would know just to stay completely away from any kind of joking and just kind of moving on. And it was interesting because I put up on Twitter, like, what do we think about Mikayla's return to TikTok? And there were a lot of people that were like, the beginning of that video was so off off-putting that, like, I unsubscribed to her immediately, okay? And I think that that's what's going to happen to her. Yes, there are always going to be those diehard people that are going to love Mikayla, and she's got a lot of people out there. She's got a huge fan base, right? But when you look at this as a longevity of a career, if she's really wanting to keep the longevity of her career going, the smart thing to do was to come out and address it and really to appeal to the authenticity of her audience. And I've said this many, many times, you know, that I think that when people do come out and they try to take some responsibility for their actions and try to grow, that people are like, okay, this is like the point, you know, this is where we draw the line in the sand, that they've done this, now we can move on to the next thing. She didn't do this, so what's going to happen down the road is people are going to lump all these things together. It's like with Jaclyn Hill, okay? You know, Jaclyn Hill has all of these scandals now, like, for example, the lipsticks, which she said that she paid scientists $100,000 to look into. She never came out and said that what those scientists have found. She, you know, said that she owned her own company, which now people are saying that that's not true, okay, allegedly. And then there was the mystery boxes, which she didn't order enough of. There's been so many scandals with her, the Marlene Estelle situation. You know, there's been this situation where there were supposedly 25 million people on her server at the same time, which is why her server went down. You know, it's on and on and on to the point where now people are, with a very close, you know, microscope, are looking at everything that Jaclyn Hill does. And it has really negatively affected her career. So would I be looking at Jaclyn Hill as somebody that I want to model my career after? No, I wouldn't at all. And in fact, when you look at, I mean, I can only speak to the last 6.5 years because that's when I've been doing this on here. When I look at the people that have taken responsibility or attempted to take responsibility for their actions, it seems to me that they only come out when they've, like, done some thinking about it, or it's like it's going to lose their career or whatever. But then they come out and they're very remorseful about it, right? Like, that's like the joke that we made about, like, the hoodie and all that kind of gray hoodie apology and all that kind of stuff, right? Back in the day, that was all kind of like, you know, came from Laura Lee. I think to sit down in a video on TikTok when you have the audience that you have and say, okay, Mikayla is somebody that could set the precedence to say, going forward, I'm going to do things differently. And I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to just own it, and I'm going to say what happened going forward. I was watching Aphrodite, the psychic. He did a, you know, whole reading about this Lashgate situation. And he said in there that he didn't believe that she did it purposely, that he believed that, and I'm just paraphrasing this, you can go watch his video, which was fantastically done. He said that he believed that she just had, like, a lot of different videos that she had to make, and so she was trying to kind of, like, cut corners and do things, you know, whatever. That kind of makes a lot of sense. It really does when you think about it. For her to get in a video and say, you guys, I did this. I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal. There are other lash companies that do this illegally, legally, whatever, whether they're supposed to or not. I shouldn't have done it. I did. I'm really embarrassed, whatever. I take total ownership over this. I didn't disclose it correctly. I'm not going to do that going forward. I really believe had she done that, and this was her moment, she has now put out 6 TikToks. So for her to come out in a TikTok addressing it now, for me, is a little too late. Had she come out and she really addressed it and she said, hey, you guys, and she really got, you know, because she's been somebody that in the past has had these very heartfelt TikToks that she's done with her audience, and she just said, listen, I screwed up, you know, and I shouldn't have done it, and I'm still learning. I'm still new to this thing as well, and, you know, it got away from me, and I don't know, and, like, you know, the money was too good and all this kind of stuff, and I was just trying to complete this sponsorship on time and get everything done and whatever, and I'm sorry, and I apologize, and it won't happen again. What would have happened with that had she done it was the audience that's already backing her and is making excuses for her would have been like, oh, wow, like, I'm so impressed with this. They wouldn't be saying unbothered queen, okay, which is really a piss poor excuse to say somebody's an unbothered queen, because what you're really saying is you don't really care about what you do and you don't really care about your audience. That's an unbothered queen, okay? That what you really care about is just making your money off of that. That's an unbothered queen, okay? But what they would say is, oh, wow, like, I love this person, and she got very, very real in addressing this, okay? her beauty influencer, co-workers or, whatever, they would look at that and they would probably say, oh my God, like, I mean, that's kind of happened to all of us in the past, and she at least took ownership, and this is a new day. Like, this is a new day in the beauty influencer space where somebody is actually owning their crap and taking responsibility for it, right? And then the people that everybody's wanting to call haters, which is so interesting to me. I mean, Time Magazine wrote an article about this, you guys, okay? It's not just haters. It's people calling Mikayla out for being deceitful. It's deceptive marketing, okay? And that's not okay in 2023. It's not okay in 2015. It's not okay in 2000. Deceptive marketing is not all right, okay? And I think that those people that are being, like, really hard on Mikayla, I know, say that I am, would say, and I know I would look at it this way and be like, damn, like, I'm super impressed with this. Like, she is taking accountability. And I don't think that it would be dissected in the way that she thinks it would. And I don't think that it would bring tons of attention to her. I think she could have done it in a way that would have nipped it in the bud. I think she could have said, I'm not going to talk about this again. This is me addressing it. I'm sorry that I did this. I shouldn't have done it. I've learned my lesson. You learn and you grow, and moved on, right? But she didn't do that. And this was her chance to do it. So when she does something else a month or two down the road, which she will, because she hasn't learned from this. And I said in my video the other day that I'm a believer that in life there will be lessons. And lessons are repeated until they are learned. Since she didn't learn anything from this lesson, it will be repeated. So we will be revisiting Mikayla being deceitful in a marketing tactic down the road. And when that happens, I'll be interested to know what all of her supporters are saying then, okay? Because I can tell you, all of us that have called it out will be right here saying, well, this is what we were talking about before, and now here we are again, and she's doing the same thing. And why is she doing it? Because she didn't learn the lesson before. So are you going to hold her accountable this time, or are you going to let her get away with it? You know what I mean? Okay, so that's what's going to continue to happen. This was her opportunity, and I really think that she could have, I don't think she really realized what kind of power she had in that moment to really change the direction of the beauty influencer space in general. I mean, I have for 6.5 years, and I know many other people have, covered drama within the beauty influencer space where almost nobody ever takes accountability for their actions. For her to get in a TikTok and take accountability for her actions would have been so refreshing and honest. And it would have been like, and this is the thing, there are a lot of people that have already signed off of Mikayla and said, I don't like this girl anyway. She's lied about this. She's lied about that in the past. There are a lot of people that she could have earned them back with that, and they would have said, okay, now this girl seems very human to me. She seems very relatable. It was a missed opportunity, right? But what does she do? She continues to make jokes. And today, she indirectly shaded Jeffree Star. And I was like, okay, this is really, let me put on a little bit of lip gloss. This was really interesting to me. So this is my new lip gloss. So yesterday I put Kiss Boss on or something. This is my favorite though. This is the Celine. So anyway, I just got back from Cousin Fun Day. We went to Target. We went to the post office box. We went to Starbucks, and I got my coffee for the day. I bet you can't tell, right? And then I got a brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso. That's my fave right now. And then my cousin got a strawberry refresher. Hi, Caroline! Everybody say hi to Caroline in the comment section below. And then we went to Target and got a bunch of stuff. And then what else did we do? Oh, I went to Crumble Cookies because I haven't done a Crumble Cookie review in a long time. So I went and got Crumble Cookies, and I'm going to be doing that review on my review channel today. So go check it out. Yesterday, I reviewed the Nostalgia Grilled Cheese Toaster, Deluxe Grilled Cheese Toaster. So you have to go check out that review. It was really fun. So anyway, like I said, I watched this Aphrodite video yesterday about Mikayla and the Lashgate situation. Now, I want to tell you about my history with Aphrodite for a second, okay? I found Aphrodite a long time ago, okay? I think it was around the James Charles scandals. And Aphrodite had done this video about the whole situation to do with James Charles and all this kind of stuff, right? And so every time my nose is driving me crazy because I trimmed my beard. And whenever I do this, people are like, he's on cocaine. I've been sober for over 28 years. Don't even come for me with that, okay? So anyway, my nose is itching today. My nose is itching. That means somebody out there is lying, and I think it's Mikayla Nogueira, but I could be wrong. But anyway, so I found Aphrodite at that time when he did this video about James Charles. Well, when I found it, he had done it like a month prior to Dramageddon happening and all this kind of stuff. Okay. And so then Dramageddon happens, and I'm like, everything that Ant said in his video came true. I was blown away. Well, over time, Aphrodite is a friend of mine. And so, hey, Ant, how are you? I am blown away that these videos that he does, that he continues to say these things. And you have to watch his videos closely. Because, like, if he's doing a video about Lashgate, it's not necessarily always about, like, Lashgate. That's, like, the most important thing that you watch in his videos. It's sometimes kind of like the side things, the side pieces that he talks about, right? Like, sometimes to me, those are the most interesting pieces. And in his video, his reading, he said two things that I thought were very interesting. First of all, he said that Mikayla has a friend within the beauty space, somebody very beautiful, okay, that she thinks is like her diehard friend, that she tells all of her secrets to, but behind the scenes, this woman is like talking crap about Mikayla and saying bad things about Mikayla and telling everybody her tea. And I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, that's got to be Jaclyn Hill, allegedly. I was like, that's got to be Jaclyn Hill. Okay, can't you just see Jaclyn Hill doing that? The other thing that was interesting to me was that he said, well, okay, I guess two more things. One, he said, is there a product that Mikayla has used? He said she's kind of upset about a collab she didn't get or something like that, or she's mad at some brand, because go and see if there are like products that she used to use that she just immediately stopped using, which I thought that was interesting as well. And then he said there's somebody within the beauty space that she's kind of jealous of, and she's going to kind of like come out and start shading them and reading them, and it's not going to be a good look for her because she thinks she's at the top of her game. I'm just, like I said, I'm paraphrasing what he said. But it's not going to be good for her because she thinks she's built all these great relationships, but this person's kind of an OG in the beauty influencer space, and it's going to be like, she thinks she's going to be able to get away with it, and she's not good at shading and reading people, and so it's going to be misinterpreted and all this kind of stuff, right? Okay. So he says this, and I'm like, well, I wonder who that's going to be. And this is where it's like, okay, the bubbling of Dramageddon, 5, 6, 7, wherever we're at with it for, is already starting, okay? And do I think it's going to start with Mikayla and end with Mikayla? Yes, I do, okay? I'm kind of surprised I didn't even put her on my, my drama bingo card for 2023, but she didn't make it on there. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking about all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, where is this going to go within the beauty space, okay? And like I said, it's interesting to me because a lot of these beauty influencers are kind of coming out and they're kind of talking about Mikayla, and a lot of them are doing reviews of the mascara, like Jeffree did a review, and who else? Manny did a review, and James Charles did a review. The main players, okay, here we are again, they're kind of like all talking about it indirectly, but they won't really address Mikayla. Jeffree's the only one that addressed Mikayla, okay? Well, Mikayla put out 2 TikToks today, as of 5:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the first one is this like this liquid lipstick and all this kind of stuff, and she's eating like a breakfast sandwich, and she's testing the longevity of this lipstick on there, right? Okay. The second one that she does is she's talking at the beginning about going to Wyoming, all right? Well, we all know that Jeffree Star lives in Wyoming, and she says in there that she needs to check out to make sure, she's joking, right? And she says, I just need to make sure that my man isn't in Wyoming. And I'm like, girl, I don't know that you know what you're doing right now, okay? Now, we all know Jeffree Star, he put out this thing on his Instagram story about shaking a bottle. I was going to throw it up here in this video, but it's whatever. Shaking a bottle of Tylenol and talking about how his thighs hurt and all this kind of stuff. Basically insinuating that he got, you know, screwed 6 ways from Sunday last night. Who'd care? Girl, who'd care? Okay? I'm like, are you a porn star or are you a makeup CEO? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm so happy for you that you're in love and you found this NFL player and all this kind of stuff, right? That everybody in the world is speculating. But I don't know. I don't care about all that, okay? But Jeffree Star is saying all this stuff about this secret guy that he's got out there in Wyoming. Okay, well, first of all, Mikayla, we know that you're not engaged to any NFL player, right? But it was just 2 weeks ago that Mikayla was saying, you know, don't talk about my fiance, all this kind of stuff. Now she's making jokes about her own fiance, which incidentally, like on an Instagram story, she had shown like her, you know, like where it's like you find your partner or whatever, like you, on your phone app. She had like tagged him and showed him and had his full name out there. And I'm like, girl, how are you going to come for people and say, don't talk about my fiance, and then you're going to expose all of his private information out there for the world to see? Like, it makes no sense to me, right? But do I think it's a smart move when you are in the middle of major drama right now to come for Jeffree Star? Girl, now, I know that back in the day, when 2020, you were working at the Ulta, and in 2016, when I started doing drama, I don't know where she was at that, let's say she was 24 now, so she'd be 2020, so 3 years ago when she was working, you know, at the Ulta, she was 21, so I don't know what, 3 years before that, 4 years before that, she was 18. You know, okay, so she was 17, 18 when all this drama started with Jeffree Star. I don't know how closely she's watched it. Probably she knows about it. I would have to think that she does. But if I were wanting to stay out of drama and I was wanting to just get my bag, which is what Aphrodite advice he gives her on the video, he's like, girl, if it were me, I'd just keep on getting my bag and I'd be doing my videos and whatever. You need to listen to that advice. It's very smart advice, and I'm telling you the same thing, okay? And I'm no psychic. But I can see where this is going down the road. When you start shading people that have already called you out for what you're doing, and Jeffree's not going to come for you based on this saying that your boyfriend's out and why he don't care about all that, okay? But she's got to be careful, because if she starts getting lippy, and this is the thing, okay? It's like Shane Dawson with not having an edit button. Like, Shane Dawson, I don't think knows how to edit himself, which is why Shane Dawson should always have somebody like Ryland edit everything that he does, because I think that somebody else can sit there and watch it and say, okay, Shane, you can't say this in a video, this comes across this way, or this makes you look a certain way, or whatever, because I just don't think that Shane sees it. I really don't. Well, it's the same thing with Mikayla, okay? And Mikayla's going to say something, whether it's to Jeffree or somebody else, and it's going to be a put your foot in your mouth moment, all right? And it's going to be, she's going to screw the pooch is what she's going to do. And people are going to be like, oh, no, okay? Now, in the last couple days, we already saw TikTok pit Mikayla Nogueira against Jeffree Star and say, Mikayla did this TikTok, right? Jeffree Star came out, and Jeffree Star always, this is what the whole TikTok is saying. Oh, Jeffree Star does honest reviews, and Jeffree Star's approved videos and whatever, okay? So is this the start of Dramageddon 4, where she is going to pit herself against Jeffree Star? Girl, I don't think that's very smart, okay? I'm just saying. And you're going to come out in some cutesy TikTok and talk about how your man might be in Wyoming, which means that Jeffree Star is on your radar, and you have been watching what he's been putting out, which means you have been watching his TikToks, which means you have been watching his Instagram stories, and you have been watching his Twitter. So you just told the whole world you're consumed with Jeffree Star, okay? And that you're watching every move that he makes. You also told Jeffree Star that. So now Jeffree knows Mikayla Nogueira is obsessed with me, okay? You just told him that by what you did in that video. It was not a smart move, girl. It was not a smart move, girl. Especially when you're talking about somebody like Jeffree that wants to be at the top of his game, and he wants to be the one that's in the power position, all right? And will do anything to be in the power position. And listen, love him or hate him, you already have this mass follow. He already has this mass following of people that will excuse the worst things that in the world that he has done and say, I don't care what Jeffree did, he always gave honest reviews. So girl, when you're out there being accused of giving dishonest reviews, I don't think it's a smart move for you to have Jeffree Star be the one that you're like wanting to come for you, you know? Now, I do think it's interesting that she's going to Wyoming, all right? And I was sitting there for a second and I thought, it would be interesting if Jeffree Star invited her to do a TikTok with him. I mean, it would be kind of a way to level up the game. Although, I have to tell you, I don't think that would be smart on Jeffree's part whatsoever. I think it would, and I'm telling you right now, if we see that happen, baby, that's turning up the stove, okay? That is turning up the stove on Dramageddon 4, because that is like doing these collaborations again, and then Jeffree Star said, oh, these people rode my coattails to the top, and that's what he's going to say down the road with Mikayla. So I'll be very surprised if he does that. But she's going to be in Wyoming for this glow recipe tour, I don't know what it is, tour, trip, whatever. I mean, she should have gone to Dubai with that Tarte trip that everybody's talking about. I'd rather go to there and be in the sun and by the pool than go up into Wyoming, although Wyoming does look beautiful. But anyway, it will be interesting to see if they connect at all while she's there. Because when I was watching this and she said this, I thought, this seems like a very calculated move. Like, either she's like really trying to funny shade him, or she and him have already talked, or whatever. Because like when he did the review of the mascara, I was kind of surprised that he didn't come for her a little bit more. And he said, you know, you're the one that sets the bar now. You got to be careful of what you're doing. Do I think that it's possible that behind the scenes, Mikayla reached out to him and said, hey, I would really like to talk to you about what happened and what I did and blah, blah, blah. And Jeffree's like, yeah, absolutely. Do I think that's possible? Yeah, I think it's absolutely possible. Like I said, it puts Jeffree in a power position. Then he's got Mikayla, okay, who's now the top of her game on TikTok, looking up to Jeffree Star and saying, I need your guidance. Do I think that Jeffree lives for that stuff? Oh, girl. I think he absolutely lives for that stuff. And then he's got all the tea on everybody again, right? So yes, this is the heating up of Dramageddon 4, okay? And then Miss Tati Westbrook comes out with a video today. And her video that she did with her husband is called Let's Talk, Lashgate and Confronting Scammers. So you go into this video, and I loved the video, I just have to tell you. It makes you think that it's going to be about Mikayla being a scammer and it being about Lashgate and whatever. There's really nothing about Lashgate in there. She talks about it for like 2 seconds. She talks about TikTok drama and all this kind of stuff. But like, she really doesn't talk about it. Like, she doesn't say anything about it, really. Really what it's about are all these like bot accounts that are like coming to Tati's what do you call it, her YouTube channel, and they're commenting on all this kind of stuff, and like James is roll over it and she's roll over it, and so he like reaches out to one of these bots because they say that they like comment and say that so-and-so won something on her channel. And I like the video because this is happening across the board. Like, he thinks it's just in the beauty influencer space, but I'm getting it on mine too. Like, if you see, listen, like he said on there, like, Tati will have a check mark next to her name. I have a check mark next to my name, okay? So, if you see, like, Peter Monn giveaway, that is not me. I ain't giving away no play. I don't even have a PlayStation of my own, okay? And I need a new computer. I ain't buying somebody else a new computer. I'm sorry, but I'm just not. You know what I mean? So, if you're seeing that on my videos, it's fake fakery of the world, all right? I try to go in and block those people, but as soon as I block them the next day, they started a new account. So it's all these bot accounts. So I've just kind of given up at this point, right? But if you see them, report it or whatever, and I don't know, well, I'll try to do my best on that. But I did like how they approached it. But she doesn't really talk about anything. But she does say that she wants to get on TikTok, but people, the Gen Zers, say that she's too old for TikTok and all this kind of stuff, which I think is part of the reason why Mikayla does so well. Is I think that she has this younger generation that really like her and that she's relatable, and she was this girl that was working at Ulta. I mean, it's the same, it's the Jaclyn Hill story all over again. It's all of these people. They worked at the Mac counter, and then they started on YouTube, and then they got famous on YouTube. And then she's working in Ulta, she starts on TikTok, and she gets famous on TikTok. It's the same story all over again, right? You know, and it's like, it's this pattern that we just like go through over here. Smokey Glow talked about it in her video, and it's the truth. It's this pattern that we just go through over here, you know? And now we have these people that are kind of talking about it. I mean, I thought it was interesting that Tati titled her video Lashgate and didn't come, because Tati's usually somebody that if she puts that in a title, she's going to talk about it, right? And she did kind of talk about the drama that was going on TikTok, but not really at all. And she said she feels like she's too old to go over on TikTok. Girl, you ain't too old. Go over on TikTok, you know? I mean, Jeffree Star's thriving on TikTok. He's not a whole lot younger than you are. I know people forget that sometimes, but it's the truth, you know? And she looks fantastic, and she looks beautiful, and I love Tati's reviews of stuff, and, you know, and I feel like Tati is somebody that does honest reviews, so I think that there's definitely a place for her on TikTok. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, you know, going forward. Do I think that we're ever going to get an apology or her addressing the situation? No, I don't. If it happens, this is what's going to happen, okay? It's going to be the next situation that happens that bites her in the ass, and then Mikayla's going to come out and she's going to address both issues. Because at that point, it's going to be like both of them are kind of like riding on each other, and so she's got to address both of them at that point, right? But she's not going to come out with this because right now she doesn't have to. But let me just tell you, okay? Listen, Linda. This gal is going to say something, okay? She's going to say something, and she's going to put her foot in her mouth, and she's going to wish she hadn't, and somebody's going to come out and say, oh, no, I'm not letting this girl get away with this. Like, I'm going to say something about it. And it's going to be interesting who she says it about. So anyway, stay tuned, I guess. I think Dramageddon 4 is heating up behind the scenes. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.